This is for the championship of the world. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's get it on.
That was a weird posture by Tommy Morrison, bending over. Foreman's going to use every trick in the book. Saying he didn't work out hard, stalling at the beginning of the fight, complaining over the decision to get Mills Lane as referee, thus creating some dissension, some kind of controversy around the fight that really wasn't there, and we begin round one. It's scheduled for 12. Very few think it will last that long. The patriotic approach as usual by Tommy Morrison, if nothing else, wins a few fans. Round one, scheduled 12-rounder, left by Morrison too high. To let Tommy Morrison know he's in with the best fighter he's ever fought.
All right, ho. Hey, you go, Tom. Step ahead. Come on.
A left by Morrison lands. Foreman kind of ducks out of the way and ducked into it. I am telling you, Morrison throws a big bag of wheat. We are 5 rows back, and I'm feeling it from here. For one of the few times in his career, Morrison is really concerned about the other man's punch. He's usually going to go right at him as he comes with a right. He said he's a better fighter now. And Foreman made a mistake, lunged in, didn't throw a punch, and Morrison makes him pay for it. Morrison wins the first. He pretty much knows every trick in the bag. So here we go, round two. Foreman, white trunks, takes a big left. Tommy's corner just telling him if he feels heat, get out of there. Pretty solid advice for anybody fighting Foreman. You can see Foreman kind of towers over him. Morrison saying midweek, hey, I'm a different fighter. I'm not a one-dimensional slugger. He comes out of the clinch with a left that partially lands and partially is stinging for Morrison. Big George using that two-hand defense. I think what everybody's waiting for, including every fan here, and probably even Mills Lane, is Morrison's reaction when he first gets tagged by Foreman. There's a left jab that lands. Oh, a big right by Morrison. That's reportedly when George wanted to go for the knockout. That's probably his best punch of the fight, actually. Under a minute in the second. It would be nice if when you fought Morrison, you could just start in the 6th round, have him tired a bit, because he is really a pain to fight for the first 6. Everything is meant to kill. Foreman lands a big right. That Foreman's best punch late in the round. Brief flurry. And Morrison comes back, pushes George off with a left and a right, then another left. All landed non-solidly. Morrison doing almost all the work at this point, and that's what Foreman said. He was going to let him work his way out. A right uppercut hits Morrison, and then George leans into him. Comes with another big right. Morrison's ready for the challenge. Fakes and flints will keep George off of you, and a fake will keep you away from Morrison. George will just lean on it. He's been able to do that with most guys, but you can't get that close to Morrison. Foreman stalking him now. Getting a little closer within George's range. He's got a slight reach advantage, 1 inch to be exact. Left hand lands. Morrison wild with the left, a very dangerous punch. Almost be labeled as foolish. Open it up for Foreman. The end of the round should be interesting. A combination of Foreman's experience and Morrison's fatigue. Everybody on the edge of their seats, waiting for the big punch to be delivered from either side. Tommy's come back with vengeance.
Time.
A little more aggressive round for Morrison, but Tommy held up well. Actual fight, but the aerial view gives you a better look at it. Foreman gets tagged when he comes out. Marches right into a right from Morrison. Another left by Morrison. Foreman more aggressive. We didn't hear his corner. They apparently told him to go right after it. He landed a right, Morrison a left. Marquee punches for both fighters. Morrison a straight left, George a straight left of his own. Foreman much more aggressive, leaning in, kind of chasing Morrison down, not just stalking anymore.
All right, punch out, 2 hands are free. Hey, come on, watch out.
Almost thought for a second Morrison's mouthpiece came out. He looked down after the more of a slap. Couple of rights by Foreman. Morrison comes out of it though swinging, and swinging big. Morrison hit and hit hard again. They're going at it center ring. Mills Lane seemingly a foot smaller than either fighter. A left by Morrison, almost to the ear of Foreman. Morrison leaned in with a right hand. Foreman a little puffiness over his right eye. Oh, big right by George, and Morrison comes out swinging. George went low and Morrison clobbered him with the left. George came back with a right. Seemingly didn't hurt Foreman, who comes back with a left of his own. Foreman turned his back on him. Leaning a little more, that is dangerous. He's leaning into George a little more. I said earlier, it's the 5th and 6th where he loses some of his strength. 10 seconds left in the round. The round's over. In the last couple of rounds, they're leaning toward the end of it. The minute mark to go. Nice left by Morrison. Lands cleanly. Sprays sweat everywhere. Leaning, doubling with a right, a rarity for Foreman. Usually a single punch puncher. Good jab, follows with a right. That's about the extent of any Foreman combination. And this is comeback. A much faster and more furious boxer in his early years.
All right, let's step back. Here we go. Have to go, guys. Come on.
Minute 15 remaining in the 6th, halfway through it. George with those long arms just keeps you at bay. Although Morrison whacked him a good left. Morrison much more movement. And Foreman's jab, though always effective, isn't deterring Morrison's effort. Oh, a right by Morrison. Or make it Foreman almost staggered himself, and Tommy comes back with it. Angelo Dundee telling Foreman the jab is everything. Those are some of Foreman's 10 seconds left in the round. Morrison overreaches, then comes back with a punishing right hand, follows with a left jab. Round's over. It would be a stunner, to put it mildly, if it went 12. Foreman lands a good punch. Morrison, wild, missed both times. Not a good sign. Then he lands with a right. Foreman lands with a left and a right.
Combination inside.
That right hand by Morrison that connected, but undaunted, Foreman came right back. Foreman's corner furious, livid at Mills Lane for that last low blow warning. Here we go. 7th round, a busy one. Foreman getting to Morrison. Heavy-handed, hurting him. Tommy moves out of the way. He said he's a better fighter, not a one-dimensional fighter. He can do more than slug. Foreman lands a good right, hurt Morrison. Morrison's taking an uppercut. Both land to the left. Minute left in the 7th. Morrison jabbing, keeping away. George, a left and a right. Morrison landing more good punches, though it appears unsuccessful to this point. What a heavy right by Foreman. Just laying concrete on the side of his face. Just a big, heavy right. Morrison kind of trying to refit his glove.
All right, George,
Foreman
get him
low
up.
with the right.
Let's go, come on.
Yelling at him to get him up. And Foreman nodding. Very aware, very composed of where he's at. The site, the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Becoming a more regular site for heavyweight fights. George backs Morrison into the corner, and Tommy works his way out of it. 45 gone in the 8th. Heavy-handed Foreman, throwing a variety of punches. Morrison really never took a big shot, more of an elbow from Foreman. That'll work. We'll probably get a look at that low blow again. There have been lower blows. None with maybe the power, however, of Foreman's. Morrison from time to time screaming as he throws his punches.
An elbow down in there.
Just an illustration of the power he's trying to get, bringing everything he has. Triples up on the left.
That's those heads. What's the head in there?
I think that break probably helped Morrison more than Foreman. He's been breathing heavier in the corners. Morrison with a slow right and almost got 10 with a left. He's faking and flinching better than before, listening to his corner. WBO heavyweight championship, 12 rounds. Nice left by Morrison, his best punch in 2 rounds. His corner telling him everything was speed and get out when you feel heat. George missed with a left, followed with a right and missed again. Here comes Morrison, a couple huge punches, the left just landed. Speed's never been his forte. Power always has been. Nice uppercut. Foreman just not throwing that many punches, really. Doing more leaning than punches. Evenly split. Strong convictions on both sides. Many loving the youth of Morrison, especially in these later rounds. He just never threw it. He hasn't thrown it much to me. That's been the story for Foreman. That's about the extent of George's punches tonight. He's just a little short. Can't quite reach the quicker Morrison. That looked better than it was. An early round punch spraying a lot of water and sweat. Big right by Foreman, that landed. George with a body shot. And a right that did little. That two-hand defense. If nothing else frustrates a fighter. Kidney shot by George. Mills Lane says continue. He hit him in the back. Morrison's hurt a little bit. Foreman's going after him. That ticked Morrison off, but Foreman's still the aggressor. Tommy lands a right. He wanted the fight stopped. Mills Lane would have nothing to do with it. Morrison extends in the right, doesn't land cleanly. George with a couple of rights of his own. Morrison ducks out of the way and lands a right. Morrison doing that to buy time and position. Morrison clearly tired. Nice right. Ooh, Foreman's better punches of the night. Tommy's either hurt or tired. Those body shots of George wearing on him. He comes out of a clinch with a big left.
It's going to cost him a point. It's going to cost you a point. 1 point off.
Foreman, there's a punch. A point being taken away from Foreman could be critical, and Morrison came out with a bomb. Foreman missed wildly. Round's over. 20 years younger, but nonetheless tired. Morrison's got his work cut out for him to protect a small lead. Morrison to this point holding true to his prediction that he is a better fighter, a little more savvy, a little brighter in the ring. That's been Morrison's best punch tonight, breaking out of the clinch with a big left. Foreman was low, but it didn't connect. Foreman landed a straight jab that's done little tonight. Foreman knows this is a close fight. Though he probably doesn't feel he has to knock him out to win. Morrison's right, a good punch, follows with a left. George bent Morrison's neck back with a left. George missed with a big left. Then landed with a right. Right eye, a little more. Morrison, just a few bumps. Foreman chance go up and Morrison stops him. Minute 10 left in the fight. If nothing else, the distance, the length of the fight, a huge surprise. Big George has him against the ropes, just can't extend. There he does, and lands a good one to Morrison. He called time but didn't follow through with it. The tape's everywhere. Tape is everywhere. It's coming off of. Fight is over. Fight is over. Mills Lane did what he had to do. Not popular, clearly, with the fans.
For the winner and new champion, Tommy the Duke